Hey, welcome to another video of Pan-African Cichlids. So in some previous video we saw some temperature controller from INKBIRD, but there's two in particular that we didn't look at, and we're going to review them in this video right now. The two temperature controller that are featured in this video today are sponsored by INKBIRD. If you keep some fish species that are more delicate to water temperature fluctuating too high or too cold, or you keep axolot or some coral in a saltwater tank, you know that a few degrees too hot or too cold might be a big deal for any kind of species like that or coral. So the best temperature controller for you might be the ITC-308 or the ITC-308 Wi-Fi version. Those temperature controller have a neat feature. It's actually the plug here. On the one side it will activate it if it needs to cool down, and on the other side it will activate if the heater needs to turn on. So this controller will make sure that your tank stays more at a stable temperature. So what's gonna happen, it's you're going to control how many degrees, like you're setting your temperature that you want, and then you're gonna control how many degrees higher and lower that you want the controller to activate. So let's say you set it at 25 for example, and you set it at 2 degrees difference. So at 27 it will activate the plug to cool down. So if you have a fan or a chiller or something like that that will help to cool down your tank, it will activate that plug. And the same if the temperature goes down by 2 degrees. Now you can set the difference for degrees, but in this example here, if the temperature would go down to 23, so the heater would kick on. This will turn on your heater, so it'll warm up the temperature up to 25 and then stop heating. Just like we talked about in some previous video about the INKBIRD temperature controller, the reason why you should have a temperature controller hooked up in your tank, it's to protect yourself against heater failure, especially heater failure that are gonna get stuck on that would cook all your fish in your tank. So the bottom window here, it's rated SV, and that's for set value. So this is actually the temperature that you have it programmed is going to be in this window, and the temperature that it is actually in your tank is going to be in the top window. Both controllers are pretty similar. They get programmed pretty similar. We're going to do a part 2 video to show the programmation so we don't drag this video for too long. So the one that doesn't have Wi-Fi here have a neat little feature, and is actually that you can if something would go wrong with this probe, you can get a replacement one and change the probe here that's gonna go in your tank. So that's a pretty neat feature. Both of them, the plug are exactly the same. It controls the temperature the same. So, and then this one here is the Wi-Fi version, and the Wi-Fi version shows you the little Wi-Fi symbol here, and then it'll show you the LED light here showing you if it's heating up or warming up your tank right now, or if it's cooling down your tank right now. Now, those are not just for aquarium, but in our case we're using them for aquarium. Some people will use them for seeding or hatching eggs, like if you have chickens or something like that. So you can use those controller too. So they're pretty versatile, but those come with the plug, so that those are the probe that are specifically made to go in the fish tank, with the rubber here, so that there's nothing that can rust or break apart, because especially if you would have a saltwater tank, right? So even if that would be like stainless steel or something like that, it might still rust a little bit in there or start coming apart. So having the probe like this covered in plastic, that's a big bonus. So The Wi-Fi version, the probe doesn't, you cannot change the probe in this one, except if you would open it. But anyway, that will be more specific. And I don't know if INKBIRD is selling a replacement probe that you would need to open up the unit itself to replace it. So yeah, hopefully that gives you an idea of what kind of other thing that INKBIRD is producing. There's lot more stuff out there, but not everything is applying to fish tank. So go check them out. So don't forget, like I said in the other video, INKBIRD supply us with a promo code to have 20% off on their project that I'm featuring on my videos. So if you want to get some of those projects, use the promo code BenAfrican Cichlids, so BAC 2023, and then you'll get the discount if you go onto their website at inkbird.com or inkbird.shop.